Well, joining me now, Crispin Blunt, who worked with May in his role as Justice Minister, and May's good friend, the former Tory Treasurer, Lady Catherine Meyer. Thank you both very much for coming in. And Lady Catherine, I'm going to start with you. You've known her for 12 years, and it was interesting hearing Chris say, we don't know very much. We still don't know a woman who's been right at the heart of politics for 10 years.
Yes. But that's the person she is. I think that people have a perception of her on the outside, but people don't know her privately. And privately, she's a very kind, caring person. I've known her for 12 years. I've known her professionally, but I've also known her as a friend, and also professionally, not only as a member of the Tory party, but also as I run a charity to deal with missing and abducted children. And she's been quite amazing. And she's a person that actually really cares. She cares about children. She cares about human issues. You talk to her, she listens to you, and there is a completely different side to her.
Do you think that side is going to have to come out now? We saw her publish photos of her childhood and her wedding and her parents for the first time. Do you think she acknowledges she has to, if you like, bridge the gap?
I think maybe because it's what the media demands. But on the other hand, I really admire her for being so stoic, for being so... She's the person she is. She's different. She doesn't wear her heart on her sleeves. She doesn't come out and, you know, do television all the time. She doesn't need all this attention. She's a hard-working woman who is loyal, who is direct. And I think, of course, people need to know her more, but they need also to respect her and to respect the calm, hard-working person that she is to lead our country forward.
Crispin Blunt, this is the moment the proverbial alien lands and says the Brexiteers won and they've all imploded. It cannot make sense what's gone on now, to see one after another, the Brexit leaders just vanish or self-destruct. How do you explain that?
Well, she stepped into the space by making absolutely clear decisions been made, country voted for Brexit, she's going to deliver Brexit. And given how businesslike she is and how focused she is on delivery, that gives me confidence as someone who's supported the Leave campaign that she will actually deliver.
You can quite happily wave goodbye to all those on the... You're both Brexiteers.
Yes, I voted out. I've been an outer or a Eurosceptic for 20 years, but I think she's the right person. And I know Theresa. And when Theresa says she's going to do something, I shouldn't be calling her Theresa, I should call her the future Prime Minister. When she says she's going to do something, she's going to do it.
Do you have a niggling sense that Theresa May herself might have voted out in the privacy of the ballot box?
No, because she's a loyal person. And I think the Prime Minister was in, so she followed the Prime Minister.
Let me ask you, when we talk about the Cameron government, the Blair government, we always think of it as the sort of the sofa arrangement. Good friends that had known each other for years. She doesn't have that support system. Is that a...
No, what you see is what you get, which is why your suggestion that she might have voted out when her public position was remained, it would actually just completely misreads the woman. She's very direct. She would see that as completely wrong to do that. And any suggestion that her supporters were going to go off and vote for Michael Gove in order to get him in the final, she had plenty of votes at her disposal. They could have run an operation to get Gove past Leadsom if they wanted to, but she was crystal clear that was not to happen.
Although she was pretty quiet. She was quite quiet, wasn't she, in terms of how much of herself she put out into the Remain campaign? I mean, you know...
Well, she would have been quite carefully controlled by the Remain campaign. She's the minister with responsibility for immigration, which was not an issue that the Remain campaign particularly want to focus on. So I think there's probably an explanation about the management of the campaign rather than her own role.
Who is her set?
I just think that she's a loyal person. I think she's very Eurosceptic. She knows the European Union. She'll be a fantastic negotiator for us. So she is a Eurosceptic.
So she only voted Remain possibly out of loyalty to her leader?
I think she remained because she's a pragmatist. And I think she looked at the facts and she decided, bearing the facts and also being a loyal person, that it was better to stay in. But I think she's very sceptical of the European Union. And this is why I would say to all Brexiters who doubt her, there is no way when she says Brexit is out, we are out. She means it.
And in my conversation with her to seek reassurance that she's actually going to deliver Brexit, I also wanted a sense that she could see the opportunities for the United Kingdom outside the European Union. And very quickly she could get into, she easily got into that territory, and you saw it today with the launch.
So that's the outward, that's the Brexit-facing side. What about domestically? Who is her set? Who is her
I want to
her
answer
sofa,
that,
if you like?
because I think that is wonderful, and I think that's where she's so different to all the other prime ministers, because most of the people who come in number 10, it's normal. They come in with their set of friends, and I'm sure that it is normal. You want to be surrounded by people you can trust. But I believe that Theresa is very different to that. She will come in and she will look pragmatically at who are the right people, who are the people who can do the job, and she doesn't have a group of friends to bring in with her. Would you agree with that?
I would completely.
You're going to agree very quickly.
Well, I know. I do completely agree with that, and that's what does make her different. She would make a very business-like assessment of people's abilities. It's why we thought she was going to find it very difficult in the leadership race, because there wasn't an army of mates for her. She simply hadn't created that personal group around.
And we shouldn't be worried about a woman who hasn't got an army of mates beside her.
She's her own woman, and she's a woman.
Thank you both very much indeed.